Reports of Israeli warplanes carrying out attacks in Syria.
That's right. Now, this was originally published in an article in the New York Times that appeared yesterday. We can take a look at that. It quotes American officials speaking anonymously who say that these Israeli warplanes carried out one strike deep inside Syrian territory on the outskirts of Damascus. Now, they believe that the target was a military research center. Haaretz, the Israeli paper, is also picking up on this. It points out that Israel hasn't confirmed or denied this attack, but according to Haaretz, Israel actually informed the U.S. that it was going to carry out these attacks, and that's another thing that Haaretz points out today is that there were two attacks. There was one on the research center near Damascus, and there was another one that was closer to the border with Lebanon. Now, this reportedly targeted a convoy that was carrying sophisticated anti-aircraft weaponry that was intended for Hezbollah. So Haaretz said this was some sort of a warning to Damascus not to arm that Lebanese faction.
Well, moving on to another story, we've got hacking apparently at the New York Times.
That's right. This is also on the New York Times website today. It says that for the last 4 months, Chinese hackers have been persistently attacking the New York Times by infiltrating its computer systems and getting passwords from its reporters. The New York Times says that the timing of this attack coincides with an article that the New York Times published that revealed that relatives of Wen Jiabao, so the Chinese prime minister, these relatives had accumulated a fortune worth several $billion through business dealings. The New York Times says that since it has expelled the attackers and built up a stronger wall, but it points out that this is part of a broader campaign, an espionage campaign, if you will, against American media companies that have reported on Chinese leaders and corporations.
John Kerry is hot in the press as well. He's set to start his new job as Secretary of U.S. Secretary of State tomorrow.
That's right. It's the editorial of China Daily today that says that John Kerry has rekindled hope. Now, this is they quote him from a hearing last week when he said that he supported deeper ties with China and wasn't convinced that the U.S. needs to ramp up its military presence in the Asia-Pacific region. Meanwhile, concerning the rest of the world, China Daily hopes that the U.S. will rethink what it calls its interventionist mindset approach, especially in the Middle East. John Kerry is also in Libération today. There's a funny cartoon which points out that maybe he has his work cut out for him. You see it on the right there. You see him riding a donkey, a pretty terrified-looking donkey over the world, where there are all these explosions in Libya, Syria, Iran, and China. And now the article there is actually a portrait of Kerry, and it says that he has very big shoes to fill, and those shoes are, of course, the shoes of Hillary Clinton. It says that he's somewhat in the shadow of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, who Libération says was very charismatic. They say that John Kerry, even though he's a weathered diplomat, is seen as not being so warm and friendly. But they point out that that doesn't really matter. Hillary Clinton restored the U.S.'s image abroad somewhat, which means that Kerry can just really focus on the task at hand. It also points out that he might have more room to maneuver than Hillary Clinton did because Obama reportedly has more confidence in him than Hillary. Hillary is also in the press today. People are wondering what her next step is going to be. Does she have her eyes set on the White House? Well, the cartoon in the International Herald Tribune here suggests she does. And you see her next to Obama in the Oval Office there, and he's saying, "I still have 4 more years, Hillary."
Maybe one day, you never know, another year or so's time will may become a little bit clearer, we shall see. Now, finally, Florence has pulled out a piece from The Independent. It's about an unlikely stone-cold serial killer. I'll let you reveal who this is.
Well, they might be cute, but this is your cat, your domestic cat. And this is according to a very serious U.S. study that was published in the Journal of Nature and Communications. It says that these cats kill billions, but don't worry, they're not talking about people. Now, the study had originally set out to try to estimate the number of animals that are killed as a result of human activity. And scientists were shocked to find out that cats are responsible for the deaths of up to 3.7 billion birds every year and 20.7 billion small animals like rats and mammals. And now they reportedly spend a third of their day on these killing rampages that could have a very serious impact on the environment by causing wildlife populations to decline. So next time you're looking at a cute video of a cat on YouTube, remember they're stone-cold killers.
It is a pause for thought, isn't it? I'm sorry. I know it's cheesy, I couldn't help it. Florence, thanks a lot for us filming today with the papers on France Van Cat. At least you got the joke. Coming up in business now, could you have more money in your bank account than a whole country does? Quite possibly, if Zimbabwe's finance minister is to be believed. Find out more about that after the break with William Edwards.